Hey there, my fishing friends. Your old buddy is back, and wow, do we have a special week ahead of us. We're diving deep into the fishing forecast for Canada, covering the exciting period from September 29th to October 5th, 2025. If you've been waiting for that perfect window to hit the water, this video is packed with secrets and strategies that could make this your most memorable fall fishing trip yet. Why? Because this week, my friends, is setting up to be a true game changer, with some fantastic conditions aligning that you won't want to miss. Get ready to learn why this autumn swing could be your ticket to trophy fish. Now let's talk tactics for the species that'll be biting, because knowing what to target and how is half the battle. This time of year in Canada, we're looking at some truly aggressive feeders getting ready for winter. We'll focus on 4 of my fall favorites: walleye, northern pike, lake trout, and of course, those magnificent salmon. First up, let's talk about walleye. These guys are absolute gold in the fall. Where to find them? As the water cools, walleye will start to move deeper, but they're still very much active. Look for them in depths of 18 to 25 feet during the day. As evening approaches, especially at dusk, they'll often push shallower, anywhere from 10 to 16 feet, around reefs and sharp drop-offs near shore or in narrows. Why here? Because baitfish, their primary food source, are congregating in these areas. For gear, a medium light to medium action spinning rod with 6 to 10 pound test fluorocarbon or braided line will serve you well. My go-to lures include jigging spoons, blade baits, and minnow imitating crankbaits. Don't be afraid to experiment with brighter colors, especially on overcast days. A little tip from my experience: work those drop-offs slowly, feeling for that subtle thump that signals a walleye strike. Next, the powerful northern pike. These apex predators are in a serious feeding mood. You'll find the biggest pike in September around narrows that lead to deeper water. They love to ambush unsuspecting baitfish in areas with fresh green vegetation, rather than the browning, decaying weeds. The edges of weed lines, submerged timber, and rocky points are prime hunting grounds. For tackling these toothy critters, a medium heavy to heavy action casting rod with 20 to 30 pound braided line and a strong wire leader is essential to prevent bite-offs. Large spinners, swim baits, and big minnow imitations are incredibly effective. A small trick for you: sometimes a slow, erratic retrieve can trigger a strike from a hesitant pike, mimicking a wounded baitfish. Then we have the formidable lake trout. In late September, the lake trout action can be fast and furious. They love colder water, typically 10 degrees Celsius or below, and as the lake turnover process begins, they become more accessible. You'll want to target them in shallow water, especially around boulder patches and reefs. Early morning can be particularly productive, but don't count out catching them throughout the day. A medium-heavy spinning or bait-casting setup with 20-pound braided line is a solid choice. Jigging spoons, heavy bucktail jigs, or even large spoons trolled at various depths are excellent choices. Remember, my friends, to focus on structure and sudden depth changes. That's where these powerful fish will be lurking. And let's not forget the incredible salmon, particularly the Pacific varieties that migrate into Canadian rivers in September, and the steelhead, which kick off their river migrations in October. While not strictly in our forecast period for steelhead, late September can see some early runners. For these magnificent fish, look in rivers and their estuaries. They'll be moving upstream, driven by their spawning instincts. A medium-heavy fly rod with appropriate weight forward lines and large streamers, or a spinning rod with drift setups using row bags or large spoon lures are your best bets. The key here is presenting your bait naturally in the current. Be mindful of local regulations regarding salmon fishing, as some areas may have restrictions during spawning runs. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the analysis of conditions. Because understanding the why behind the what is what truly makes a great angler. Weather. For our forecast period from September 29th to October 5th, 2025, Canada is generally expected to experience milder than normal temperatures through October, with fewer than the typical number of fall storms. This is excellent news for anglers. We're looking at average temperatures in September around 63 degrees Fahrenheit or 17 degrees Celsius, with potential for cooler shifts as we move into October, where lows can dip to 34 degrees Fahrenheit or 1 degree Celsius, and highs around 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. Atmospheric pressure should be relatively stable for most of the week, interspersed with minor fluctuations. Wind will likely be light, with clear skies being a common sight. This stable, mild weather means fish are less likely to be stressed by sudden changes, making them more predictable and active. Fewer storms also mean more comfortable days on the water for us, my friends. Water temperature. This is crucial for fall fishing. In late August, many Canadian lakes begin their turnover, where cooler surface water sinks, mixing with deeper layers. By late September and early October, this process is well underway, leading to more uniform water temperatures throughout the water column. Surface temperatures in September can range from 58 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, or 14 to 18 degrees Celsius. This cooling and increased oxygenation throughout the lake stimulates fish activity. Unlike summer, when fish might be stratified in distinct temperature layers, during fall turnover they're more evenly distributed, opening up a wider range of fishing spots. Many species are actively feeding, driven by the urge to gorge before winter, and this cooler, oxygen-rich water boosts their metabolism. Moon phase. Let's look at the lunar calendar for this week, because as many old-timers will tell you, the moon has its say. Our week kicks off on September 29th with a first quarter moon, about 45% illuminated. As we move through the week to October 5th, the moon will be in its waxing gibbous phase, steadily growing towards the full moon, or harvest moon, on October 6th. Many anglers believe that the period leading up to a full moon, especially during a waxing gibbous, brings increased fish activity, often referred to as a hot bite. The increased gravitational pull can influence water movement and light, potentially making fish more active in their feeding, particularly during twilight hours. So, my friends, the moon is on our side for some exciting action this week. General fish activity. Fall in Canada is, without a doubt, one of the best times to be on the water. Fish are entering their pre-winter feeding frenzies, meaning they're actively chasing bait to bulk up. You'll find smallmouth and largemouth bass schooling up in shallower waters, feeding aggressively. Pike and muskellunge are moving into fall patterns, becoming more aggressive. Walleye, salmon, and lake trout are also highly active. The key takeaway here is bait fish abundance. Schools of bait fish like dace, shiners, smelt, and perch are congregating and feeding heavily, creating an irresistible buffet for predatory fish. This is when you can encounter heavily concentrated schools of aggressive fish, making for some truly epic catches. All right, my fishing buddies, let's break down this week day by day, so you know exactly what to expect from September 29th to October 5th. September 29th, Monday. Today, my friends, the bite will be good to excellent. We've got mild temperatures and stable pressure, which is always a recipe for success. The first quarter moon, 45% illuminated, adds to the positive vibes. Fish, especially walleye and bass, will be actively feeding, responding well to presentations in shallower depths during the morning and evening. Look for lake trout aggressively hitting near reefs. September 30th, Tuesday. Another solid day is on the horizon. Expect a good bite. The weather remains mild with light winds creating comfortable conditions. The moon is still in its first quarter phase, though growing, encouraging consistent feeding. Pike will be on the hunt in weed lines, and walleye will be responsive to jigs and crankbaits. October 1st, Wednesday. A good day for fishing. The moon transitions into its waxing gibbous phase, which often signals an uptick in activity. Temperatures will be pleasant, possibly a little cooler in the mornings, but atmospheric pressure should stay steady. This is a prime day for targeting active predatory fish, especially during periods of low light. Salmon may show increased activity in rivers. October 2nd, Thursday. We're looking at a good to excellent fishing day. The waxing gibbous moon is getting brighter and fish activity tends to ramp up with it. Expect continued mild weather with light breezes. Focus on areas where bait fish are schooling. Your target species won't be far behind. Lake trout should remain very active in shallower areas. October 3rd, Friday. Another excellent day for a bite. With the moon still strongly in its waxing gibbous phase and stable, mild weather prevailing, fish will be on the prowl. This is a day to try topwater lures for pike or active jigging for walleye. Don't be surprised to find larger fish pushing into shallower waters throughout the day. October 4th, Saturday. A fantastic day for fishing, likely excellent. The moon is almost full, a powerful influence according to many. Conditions should remain stable and pleasant, making for an enjoyable day on the water. This is prime time for a full feeding frenzy. Target those aggressive pike and muskie in their ambush spots and enjoy the strong bite from walleye and bass. October 5th, Sunday. We close out the week with a great day. Expect an excellent bite. The moon is now a very bright waxing gibbous, just one day shy of full, which typically provides some of the best fishing of the lunar cycle. Mild temperatures and stable pressure mean fish will be actively feeding from dawn till dusk. This is a day to hit your favorite spots with confidence, my friends, and expect some serious action. So there you have it, my friends, your comprehensive fishing forecast for the upcoming week in Canada. I hope this helps you plan your trips and put some amazing fish in the boat. Remember, every day on the water is a gift, so get out there and enjoy it. Tight lines, everyone, and as we always say, neither a tail nor scales to you. If you enjoyed this forecast, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And I want to hear from you. What are your plans for this week? What baits are you confident in for fall fishing? Share your tips and observations in the comments below. Let's build this community together.